What is going on, guys? Happy Tuesday and welcome back to the Potential Project. I just wanted to start and say I hope you're having a good beginning to your week. Hope you're crushing it in all of your areas, whether it be your health, your job, your family, your relationships. And I wanted to thank you for being a part of this experience here, listening to me, or whether you're watching me or listening to me, however you're doing that. I wanted to say thank you. I'm extremely grateful that you would use your most valuable resource of time to spend it with me, right? And hopefully I can return the favor in giving you something that's valuable, whether you can learn from it, whether you can laugh, think I'm funny sometimes, but a lot of times I don't go off on tangents of jokes. But either way, this is more so going to be stuff that you can learn from, that you get enlightened by, that you can help share with your friends, families, and loved ones. So today, what we're going to talk about is walking, right? Steps, getting your walks in and all the good things about it, whether it is going towards your mental health, your physical health, and kind of how it impacts me. So if you're listening and you're a part of our studio, we have our 6-week transformation going on. And each week we've had a theme to focus on. Now, this week, when you're listening to it, it's walking week, it's steps week. So I thought it would be, beneficial to come on here and shoot some facts your way and just talk a little bit rather than only posting on Instagram, whether it be a video or a picture. I like to get my thoughts out in this format because I feel like I can have a conversation and I feel like I'm sitting here with you and we're just talking about stuff rather than trying to fit it all into a 90-second reel. So that's why I like to dive into these podcast episodes and just express my true thoughts and how these topics affect me and how maybe they can improve your life. So back to the focus, it is walking. So believe it or not, I I use walking as ways to get ideas for this episode, right? For this episode, for all the podcast episodes, for all the problems that I have going on and situations that I need to solve, I like to use walking for that. So I'm going to start by sharing how I view walking, what I use it for, and what it's done for me personally. So just a couple, right? I won't go on and on because there is a laundry list of things that I love about walking. So I could sit here and just talk about that. But I want to get you guys some good stats and some things that you can look forward to with maybe scheduling in a little bit more walking throughout your day and throughout your week. Um, so the first thing that I'll talk about for me is digestion, right? Whenever you eat, you might feel bloating, um, you feel full if you overate, and it just feels good to go walk, right? If you sit in a chair or you're on the couch right after you eat, that's like not a good thing to be doing for digestion, right? So when you walk, it helps me digest. It makes me feel like I'm in control. I'm like speeding up the process. I'm helping the process along of what my body's already doing. So it just feels good to go for a short little walk, can be 5-10 minutes after you eat a meal. Second thing that I like to do, that I go for walks for, is a boost in mood. I'm sure we all have some form of anxiety or overwhelm, or there's problems in life, or you're stressed. Like, no one's perfect. I get it. Some people live a little bit happier than others, but everyone has things that come up in life, and that's what makes us human. And walking for me is probably, I'd say, like top one or two things that I could do or think of that improves my state of mind, my mood, and just overall mental health, right? Going for a 20-minute or even a little bit longer towards an hour walk, it does numbers. And if you like tag that along with some sunshine, like if it's nice out and it's sunny and the birds are chirping, then forget about it. You're going to be feeling a million times better when you get done your walk. And for me, a third one is mental clarity, right? So just being able to escape the noise of our cell phones, of the computers, of the TVs, and just anything really like work. If you're working with other people, you're busy communicating with others. This just gives you time to escape all that, right? Whether you can walk with someone and have a talk, that's fine. But sometimes if I go alone, I leave the headphones away, I keep my phone in my pocket, and I'm just taking it all in, right? You get mental clarity on all the noise that's going on in your head, and you're able to, answer some of those questions that you have have ideas pop up, um, or just able to let it all go, stop thinking about everything and just breathe and go for a walk. So those are my main three things why I enjoy walking. Um, and you might be surprised that they weren't me talking about, oh, how, walking can help you burn fat and walking can help this and that. Um, and I will talk about those. I have some stats here pulled up on the screen and some fun facts about walking that are going to deal with your health and weight loss and things like that. But that's not my main focus, right? And I think if you can see through those lenses when you go to walk, you might get more out of it. Like if you're going for a walk to say, "Hey, I need to burn a couple extra calories. I need to get 10,000 steps in," or whatever it is, which by the way, that number was made up. So there's really not a lot of science backing that. It was created like, yeah, it's a good goal to shoot for if you're tracking it on your watch or whatever. But if you could stay within like 6 to 12,000 steps within your day, you're good, which means anything below like 5,000 is considered sedentary. So you just want to make sure you're hitting some type of higher number, right? That just means we're being active and we're not sitting around all day. So like I said, those are my main reasons why I walk. And if you can take a walk and approach it from that and say, "Oh man, this made me feel good," or "Oh, this, helped my digestion," or "Hey, I had a lot of things going on in my head and a lot of questions, and I was able to get really clear on this situation going on in life just because I was going for a walk without all the noise." Right? So use that approach next time you go for a walk, rather than it always being about weight loss. So here's some fun facts, and I'm going to read off the screen that I pulled from the internet that I looked up, and they might benefit you from hearing them as well. So I have 6 fun facts and stats about walking, right? Different areas. Some were similar to what I said, and they're going to apply, but I'm going to give a little bit more context into that. So the first one is boosts immune function. So they did a study of over 1,000 men and women and found that people who walked at least 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week, had 43% fewer sick days. So I mean, I know that sounds kind of vague, but it goes without saying, right? If you are active and you're making walking a priority, you're going to build up your immune system. You're going to get sick less. It's going to do a whole bunch of things for making you a healthier, happier human being. I mean, think about it, right? You always go back to the caveman days and when our species first started. We were not sitting around. They had to travel to find food, to relocate, to experience things, right? They had to go do all that. Hey, we kind of used up all the stuff in this area. Let's migrate. So they were constantly walking and hunting and fishing and exploring. So we were made to be moving, which kind of makes sense as to why it boosts our immune function. The second thing is it increases your endorphin levels. Kind of like I said, it boosts my mood, right? Um, but it says regular walking enhances the natural release of endorphins, which stimulates relaxation and improve your mood. These chemicals work by interacting with receptors in your brain that reduce the perceptions of pain and give feelings of well-being. So you are neurochemically affecting your body, right? You're changing the endorphins that are flowing through your body. You're turning off the ones that give you feelings of pain, and you're boosting the ones that make you feel relaxed and good, right? So not only are you improving your immune system, you're improving your mental system, which they work hand in hand. When your mind is in a good place, then it's going to help your body stay in a good place. The next one is an enhanced focused. So, aerobic exercise such as walking increases blood flow to the brain, which stimulates cognitive function and concentration. So, here's where I'm going to get into the day to day, right? You're working hard, you're on the computer, or whatever you do, right? You're at work, and you're focused in, and you think, man, I really do not have time to stop and go for a 10, 15-minute walk. I just don't. I have to keep working. That may be true sometimes, but it's been proven. You can look up studies all over the place about giving yourself that recharge, that break. Some studies talk about, oh, work for 25 minutes and then break for 5. Some talk for working for 50 minutes and then break for, 10 minutes. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever is the best setup for your day, for your schedule, for you personally, I encourage you to take a break and go for a little bit of a walk. If you can get outside, great. If you can walk around inside, that's okay too. But it's going to help you be more productive than if you just try to dig deep and go straight through, right? If we work for an 8-hour day, I mean, how much time are we really being productive? Like, ask yourself that. I catch myself all the time. You end up scrolling a little bit on Instagram, or you're going to the bathroom and then you're making lunch and then you're calling somebody. And it's like, by the time we add all that up, how much time of effective, productive work are we really doing? Probably not 8 hours. Definitely not 8 hours. So if we can analyze that and say, okay, if I just take 10 minutes to go for a walk, I'm going to come back, be more focused, be in a better mood, and be able to get the work done maybe faster, more effectively, or with better quality. So think about things in general, not just walking, but as a return on your investment, right? Even though you don't have to pay to go walking, if you could go for a walk and it's going to make you more productive, maybe you get done work early. Maybe you get a higher return on the thing that you're creating. Maybe you get recognized by the higher ups in your company because you're doing better work. So instead of thinking of it as, oh man, I don't have 15 minutes to spare, think of it as how much is this 15 minutes going to make me better? Because it will. You're paying in time, but it's giving you back huge dividends in your productivity, and your focus while you're at work, because we can be distracted by everything. An email pops up, notifications everywhere. Like, they made that little red dot, that little red circle with the number in there on purpose because it makes us want to clear it out. Like, if your email inbox, mine says 9 right now. Like, it makes me want to go in there, sort through my emails so that it doesn't say anything anymore. That was scientifically created by the people who have the social media platform. So you can be distracted all day long if you wanted to. So go for a little walk, help that focus narrow in. The next one is promotes mindfulness, right? So by concentrating on each individual step, walking can become a mindful practice, placing emphasis on the present moment. It's just like meditation. So they have guided walking meditations, but an easy way to do this while you're walking is to think about all the concepts of walking. So let's say you're walking down the street, and at that moment, you're thinking about how your body feels to walk, right? The bones, how your toes are gripping the ground, how your hips are swaying, how your arms are swaying, your posture. Like, you're thinking about the physical. You do that for a little while. Then you switch it up and you're walking and you're thinking about, your attention is on the sounds. What are all the sounds you hear, right? The car, the bird chirping, the crickle of you stepping on a leaf, right? The sway of your pants swooshing side to side, right? Like, you're thinking of every sound that's happening at the current moment while you're walking. Then you switch it up again. You go to your vision. You go to your, what can you see? Now, instead of looking at your feet, you're seeing, ooh, there's a red car. Ooh, that house has green shutters. Look at those trees. Look at the flowers. Look at the sky, right? You're just seeing everything. But each and every time you're switching your focus, you're not thinking about the other thing. So while you're viewing things while you're walking, you're not thinking about the sounds. You're not thinking about how your body feels because you're shifting all of your attention to that one thing. And then, you're viewing things. And you can shift from each one of those as you go for your walk, and it's going to really just calm everything down. It's just like meditating while you're sitting on the couch or the floor, because what you're doing is you're in control of your thoughts, right? Meditation isn't the elimination of thoughts, because that's what your brain does. It's like telling your heart to stop beating, right? Your brain is going to think no matter what. But if you can take the clutter and all the thoughts and say, just let it pass by, that's essentially what you're doing. So when you go for a walk, you can do that. Like I said, think about your body, then think about the sounds, then think about what you're seeing, and it calms you down, and it's a very freeing practice to do a walking meditation. Um, then we have improved digestion. So this was on the list because it was on my list. But walking after eating can aid in digestion. A study found that walking stimulates the stomach and intestines. This can help food move through the digestive system more rapidly. It can also help reduce bloating, especially for those with irritable bowel syndrome. So bloating occurs when gas builds up in the digestive tract and undigested food is broken down. So bloating also happens when you swallow air as you eat or drink. So that can be uncomfortable. A lot of us feel bloated when we eat or when we get done eating. So not only is it improving the quality of your digestion, right? It's speeding things up, but it's reducing the bad feelings of eating, right? If we get bloated, it's going to reduce that rather than trying to pop a Tums or Pepto-Bismol. You can just simply go for a walk. And again, if your mind's in the right place, your body is going to take care of the digestion, and then you can be doing a mindfulness practice or enhancing your focus. So you're doing all of these things at once, whether you think about it or not. The goal is just to think about it, right? To know like how much benefit you're bringing to your quality of life and your body by going for a walk. And then the last one that I have here, now again, there are hundreds of fun facts and stats that are good for walking. Like I saw one that said like the average pair of walking shoes lasts 500 miles, or just a bunch of cool facts that you can look up and study about walking. But this one is regulating your blood sugar. Now, this is huge. Some of us deal with high, blood sugar levels, have type 2 diabetes, whatever it may be, our blood sugar goes up and down and varies throughout the day depending on what we're eating and all of those factors. So, a study in sports medicine found that when people went for a light walk after eating, their blood sugar levels rose and fell more gradually, which means you're in control of your blood sugar levels a little bit more. So, you're digesting, you are being mindful, you are improving your immune function, you're doing all of these things. And if you go for a walk after you eat, you're helping your blood sugar levels stay low so that it doesn't stick and add up to store as fat, right? So you're being in control of, hey, I just ate food. You're telling your body to use this as energy rather than to store as fat. So I hope those helped you guys. Like I said, I could probably sit here and list off 100 more things about the benefits of walking, but I think it all comes down to what clicks with you, right? Like seeing something that could improve in your life and using walking for that. Like, don't make excuses of I don't have time. We all are busy, right? But if we're hearing that 5, 10, 15 minutes of walking can have all these benefits, I'm sure we could find 5 minutes to go for a walk and have a laundry list of good things happen to us rather than just sitting around mulling through it, right? You're gonna stay focused and you're just gonna try to get this work done. If your brain's not in the right place, go take 5 minutes, go for a walk, refresh, and you're going to knock it out. So you heard all of my benefits of walking. Um, there's ways to track it. If you have an Apple Watch or a wearable, you can track your steps, which makes it gamified, right? You can track, oh, I got this many steps. I want to beat that today, right? So this way it doesn't just seem so mundane and boring. You're creating a little game within yourself. You can share that with friends and who's walking more, because we're all just working towards becoming better humans ourselves from our past, and we can use that accountability from friends and family to make it interesting, competitive, and do things that are good for us, right? So I'm going to leave you like I always do that. If you found value in this episode, if you're enjoying the things that I'm talking about, please like, subscribe, share. You know all the things, right? I don't have to go through it every time. We're all on our phones, right? You can give a 5-star, you can give a review, you can share it with a friend, you can post it on social media. That would mean so much to me because um, I just do this to try to share my experience with you guys. And if it can help me and it can help you, then we can both grow together. So please share the show. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next week.